Hello there, savers. I'm Colonel Failure, and this is Transport Fever, and we're back in the Alps on the Gotthard line. You join me outside the Habkern iron mine, which is not somewhere that I've referenced before, but you'll be familiar with it as we've got this rather splendid-looking truck coming in to make a pickup, which is splendid. No, the reason it's not familiar is because Habkern's all the way up here. And I have a sneaking suspicion it might be one of the first towns I try and get an airport hooked up on, as it is woefully inaccessible by any other means at the current time. Maybe I could wind a route up there by road, but it seems like an awful lot of effort. Some kind of straight shot maybe with a tram could work, but we'll worry about that at another time. Anyway, in the previous episode, I'm going to pause right here. There we go. In the previous episode, we played forward by pretty much exactly 10 years in order to make enough money to do good things. And exciting things of a general expansionist nature. And it worked. As you can see, I've got $9.5 million in the bank, which I can hear you all going, well, that wasn't worth it. But then we have a look at the bank and we go, no loan. So effectively, I have the best part of 40 million quid available for expansion purposes. And you'll also see that along the way, we've been doing a fair shake of upgrading vehicles. So we are running a lot of relatively modern trucks now. Let's carry on rolling here. Yeah, so 40 million quid. Now, the pondering that I've been having, because I've been looking around the map a little in that way that you do. Yeah, see, aircraft now available. It's very tempting to get it going immediately, but that's not what we're going to do. Yes, I've looked around the map for a likely candidate for where to invest initially. Now, my goal is not to burn every penny that I've managed to squirrel away over 10 years. I mean, if we skip forward 10 years every time I want to build something, where the hell is the point in that? The goal is to make something that will increase profitability. And all of a sudden it starts to become clear why we are focusing on this rather mighty ore truck. So stick around and I will reveal to those of you who haven't sussed it why I'm focusing on this rather almighty ore truck. So, as you can see, this ore route is hardly being fully exploited at the moment, as we've got 177 iron ore waiting to pick up, which is being shuttled down the road in a leisurely but majestic fashion by these trucks, all the way to the docks, whereupon it sits there for ages waiting for the next ship to come along. That's fine. Steel Shipping Incorporated. I believe this might be... No, that's the lumber plank service. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stick another ship on there. If I can remember where the hell I left my shipyard. There it is. Now, the smart thing to do, if I was playing this for out-and-out profit, the smart thing to do would almost undoubtedly be to run a train line all the way to the steel mill there. You know what? I'm going to buy two. You see, although all this money's gone to my head already. Steel Shipping Incorporated. So with extra ships, obviously that's going to increase my capacity going up and down the river, and it's going to take a while for them to bed in, but that will help no end. In order to make the most of that, we're going to want to stick another couple of trucks on there. Which one am I using? The Mac. Okay, right. Let's go for another 5. We'll go with 5. Set line. This is going to go on whatever the line this is, which probably mentions the iron there at some point. Iron to steel. Interlaken iron ore shuttle. Splendid. Yeah, so the smart thing to do would probably be to build either a rail line to shuttle stuff straight to the docks here, or better still, bypass the docks, because as much as ships are a very glamorous way to move things around, it's painfully slow. They're very profitable because the distance that they tend to carry stuff means that you get a good payoff eventually. But I'm going to continue stuffing it by ship rather than run a rail line all the way down here to my steel mill. Now, the steel mill itself is doing quite nicely. I mean, the production's not very high at the moment, but that's because we've got an awful lot of stuff in stock. And it's simply not being picked up fast enough to make a difference. Part of the problem there is that because I've got this chap doing 2 lines effectively, so it's picking up slag in one part, and then it also brings iron ore up from the docks. It's badly implemented at the current time, so I need to fix that up. Now, with additional ore production, we should see some extra business happening at this side of things. So, so a dedicated train to pick up goods from the docks, hoik them out there, then hoik the stuff in return, coming back in the opposite direction. There's a lot of hoiking going on today. That will probably be beneficial. But the big one, and you know where I'm going, is bringing in coal. Now, with the number of trucks that I've got on this service at the moment, I'm actually shipping a decent amount of coal, but I want to replace it with a train line for several reasons. Firstly, it will be faster. Secondly, it will be amazing. So that's what we're up to. That's the scheme. That's the notion. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to retire all these trucks. Now, I could easily just stick them on another line, but I think in this case, what I'll probably do instead is sell them all off and then buy fresh. So actually, this is the Bellinzona Coal Mountain, which I think we might just end up calling Coal Mountain. I think it's earned that privilege, right? So let's all of you lot find yourselves a depot, get sold. The reason for doing that is because I am going to suspend operation here while I'm going to bulldoze the road for starters, and then we're going to build a station around here, and then I'm going to stick with the kind of the back and forth, the zigzag approach, the double back approach to getting down the mountain. We'll come out to here, we'll go round again. There is an alternate route we could do here, whereas we come down here to get as low as possible before a bridge forms, and then we bridge at extraordinary height over to meet up with the track here. Now, I've done a quick measurement of that, and I'll show you the measurement I've done. Here we go. You ready? Hold on to your hats. 105 million quid, and that's going downhill, and that's using the cheap stuff. That's made out of wood. No, is the long and the short answer to are we going to do that then? No, we're not. We're not going to do that. Right, I need to pause the game, otherwise I will probably break everything. So let's start up here and clear out some of this. Now, as part of this expansion, redecoration, re-engineer, we'll actually plumb in a proper depot. The vision, oh yeah, you see, you can tell I'm an artist now because I have a vision. The vision I have for this line once it's done is that it's going to form part of a highly decorated area. So we'll pay lots of attention to detail in making it look proper glam, and it should be a winner. It should certainly look like a winner. That's the goal, anyway. King of Glam at the moment is Slim Nasty, if you've been watching his videos, or Slim Gaming, as he started calling himself now. Well worth a look. He quite often streams his glamorizing of different bits of track, and it's well worth a look. There we go. He didn't even pay me to say that. I should charge for that kind of bonanza promotion. Anyway, the goal, the dream, the aspiration that I have in this regard is that I want this to end up being rather, not this part here, but down at the other end, I want to end up rather like a shunting yard, where we're running an awful lot of kind of lightweight, small trains. We're going to want a bigger station. There we go. Right, let's do that. You have selected goods. Well done. Right, let's go there. Right, see, we're not going to hang around. We're going to get on with it. Get this show on the road. There's going to be lots of smoothing happening in the near future as well. So, landscape, you might want to prepare yourself for that. Let's up this to maximum smoothage. Given that currently money is no object, I'm gonna burn through it really quite fast. There we go. How do we look? How do we feel about that? Well, we feel that that's a little unsafe there. We'll probably end up putting some buffers on that. Now then, what we need here is just a little bit of a raise to stop trains running off the end into nothing. Now, can we smooth that underneath the... Nah, you see, you've just undone everything that you've done previously. We'll worry about that in a bit. Let's get the road hooked back up, though. That way it's done. See, no fuss from the road. The road knows what's up. That's going to work. Are we in catchment range? Yes, we are. Excellent. Now, this deserves its own name here. So this is going to be Coal Mountain, the station, with an N in it and everything. Coal Mountain, the station. Now, here comes the expensive bit. This is, I would imagine, I don't know. If I've got change from 10 million, I'll be relatively happy. Now, I'm going to electrify as I go because at some point I will be running electric services up here. There we go. So the crocodile, I think, when it releases, will be absolutely ideal for this route. Hold on. No, you see, what you're doing there is you're building ballast. That's not what you want to do. You want track. In fact, I don't even know why I've still got the flipping ballast mod installed. Don't get me wrong, it's good, but it didn't really help me out in the long run in the last series, so I don't know why I've still got it. Right, we'll come round here. Now, I don't want to tunnel, I don't want to bridge unless I absolutely have to. Let's get around as far as about there. Oh, and we want to go very steeply downhill. I accidentally clicked the do it button there, didn't I? Did I? Yeah, I clicked the do it button. All right, well, that was maybe a little bit premature, but I guess we're committed now. So we should surface again pretty soon, but we're going to go very steeply downhill because getting down this mountain is going to be a bit of a challenge. Getting down inexpensively is going to be nigh impossible. Let's get the contours on so we can see where we're going here. Now, critical to making this work in an inexpensive fashion, I don't want to do this underground. Doing this underground is going to be incredibly expensive. All right, well, we're quite a way below the surface here, so let's emerge. There we go. There's our first emergence point. Right, and then we'll continue down here, and the basic idea is I'm going to cross these contour boundaries up until a bridge forms, which is about there. Let's keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Actually, let's not bank it unless we have to. Now, speed is not going to be of the essence here. Speed is going to be lacking. We are working in kilometers per hour at the moment. Those of you of an imperial leaning, don't worry, we'll be back on imperial before too long. And let's not have any imperial versus metric arguments again. It happens every time. You know better than that by now. Right. So then we're going to hook round like so. Not like that. No, we're gonna do the sharpest turn we can get on here. Now, I could build it out of wood, given the speed that we're going to have to slow to on this corner. But too much curvature. What do you mean too much curvature? Hogwash. There you go. Right. Yep. About there. Yeah. About there. It's expensive. Yeah. Given how slowly we're going, we could do this with wooden bridge action. But I prefer the stone, so that's what we're going for. And then we'll continue going down, but obviously I don't want to bridge unless I absolutely have to because it's incredibly expensive. I'll go around, and then same again, right? So as we hit the point at which it turns into bridge, we'll pull the angle back the other way. Right, anytime, something like that. And given that we're going uphill at quite the angle, speed is not going to be something we really need to worry about until very late in the game. where we've got, you know, heavy hauling electrics available. But obviously, right now we're going to be taking rather a genteel pace. Right, no. Stay on the flat to smooth out the bridge. That's it, like that. So this is not a quick route. Now, someone will tell me, I'm sure, but I can't remember whether the amount you get paid upon completing a route is based on the as the crow flies distance, or whether it's based on the fastest point to point. No. The length of the track. There we go. Don't lose your train of thought. I know you're concentrating, and that doing more than one thing at once always leaves you somewhat foxed. But you know, do try and keep a compelling narrative, won't you, dear boy? Right. There we go. So we've got down the mountain. Let's decontour here for a moment. Now, with a bit of smoothing and some extra foliage going on there, I think that's going to look rather good. I'm less pleased with this second one. That first one's quite elegant. This second one is a little bit, you know, it's a little bit way, but I think it's still pretty good. Right. Yeah, I've removed a main connection. What are you going to do about it? Now, I want to get this bridge that we're about to make. The ideal is that that the bridge itself leaves enough room underneath so that our friends, the ferries, can still do their thing like that. We'll even box this one so that we can get maximum speed while we're able. 1.2 million, sort of daylight robbery. Right, okay, so good. That's that side done. Piece of cake, no problem at all there in the slightest. That's, I mean, you know, it was not even double-digit million, barely worth talking about. Now, coming out the other end, I am going to upgrade this station. See, didn't even think about it. You know, this is stone cold, the operation that we're applying here. Now, we're going to want a few more of your platforms there. What do we like? Let's go for 8. Whether or not we end up using them or not, I don't know. But 8 feels like a definitely exciting number to be applying to an exciting station like this. Another design would be good. What does this one do? That's a terminal. That's a slope. There's nothing exciting going on there. Right, time to hit up the bank. And the reason for going with a slightly salubrious 8-track station here is that I intend to use it all at some point. Exactly how, when, and why, and where currently is not an answer I have available, but that's the aim. I think 8's too many. I think 6 might be more appropriate. All right, let's do 6, and then let's get rid of the second street connection because we're not going to use it. All right, something like that, or maybe like this. What about that? That would be better, but that flipping depot's in the way, and I'm not quite ready to move that yet. Or am I? There we go. Right, that's that little problem dealt with. Now I want a good truck depot here. Now, this is ideal, this chap, but as you will see, it is not exactly period. I think we could probably get away with it from the 1950s onwards, but it's only 1920. We're not at that stage just yet. Glamorous though it may be, it's just going to have to wait until later. So we will be revisiting this area for a supplemental upgrade. Let's get that slotted in right next to the steelworks. And as fortune would have it, it has picked up, whereas it's inherited the previous one. I kind of figured it would, but you know, it's always nice when the game does what you want it to. Right, there we go. So that's lined up nicely. 204 grand is actually very reasonable. Yeah. Now, if you wouldn't mind doing that again. We can get on with the show. There we are. Anything else I need? Not at the current time. Terrific. Okay, right. Look, yeah, see, look. tracks and tracks and tracks and tracks. Now, out here somewhere, I will build a depot par excellence, and that will hopefully serve at least half the map once it's set up correctly. It won't be set up correctly for quite a while, but that's the goal. That's the aspiration there. Meanwhile, I need you to peel off this way. We're going to try and keep you as snugly matched together as we can, even though that may lead to tears when we start upgrading track to high speed later on. As much as it's doubtful that any of my goods services are going to require such a thing as high speed, particularly in this area, I'm going to do it anyway. Now, what I was talking about earlier on is what are you doing with a tunnel? No, that seems very wasteful to me. Let's go this way again. All right, stay topside. I don't know why you're going uphill. Stop doing. We don't need that either. Get as far as there, and then we'll stay on the flat. Right, thank you. Yes. So I was talking earlier about setting this up with very small kind of shunting services going on. I guess we're having a tunnel, unless I fancy doing something else, which I don't. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I guess there is a lump in the track there. So all right, we'll tunnel it then. All right, let's head out this way. There you go. Bomb it through there. Make sure we've got a relatively straight line to target. About there, maybe. Hang on. Let's look down the barrel. About there. I'm going to be dismayed if this doesn't work, but I do have smoothing tools in my backpack. There we go. Perfect. Right, good. Yeah, so instead of coming all the way down the mountain, I'd probably end up dropping off around here. How's that? For a moment there, I thought it was a lump. But no, that looks like a lump. Does it look like a lump to you? No, it was just because this was highlighted, which made it look like it was raised. It's not. Phew. We can all breathe a sigh of relief. So yeah, instead of coming all the way down the mountain and all the way to the station, I'd probably drop off at a secondary station here, and then just shunt stuff around. Because what I like the idea of is just an incredibly busy, vibrant section of the network doing its thing. Can I get under there? I would have thought I could. Yeah, I can. Right, well, I'm going to. There we are. Right, and then let's make it look like that's natural, rather than, manufactured by a man and his bulldozer. In fact, where was that even going? It wasn't actually going anywhere. That was a road to no place. And what's this? Oh, it's a little spit of land. Oh, that's nice. So yeah, at some point I do intend to have probably a passenger dock up here at Volen by Bern, and we'll do nice things with that. But I'm going to need to rebuild this bridge, which I could parallel the rail bridge with it. Although the time to do that would have been when because as you well know, regular viewer, rail will quite happily snap to road. But road does not enjoy snapping to rail quite the same way. Okay, well, that's all hooked up, so that should stop. Oh, no, it's not going to stop anybody griping because we also need to reconnect that. Now, what do you think, under or over? Well, over is going to require quite the humpback bridge there, and we might be able to pull a relatively subtle under if we give it enough space. All right, give it a try then. You could pull one of those hump over the track kind of dealios. £500,000. Do I want to spend £500,000 on a bridge, a tunnel? No, I don't. That's the answer to that. That's 372. Now, as much as I would rather not have a tunnel that is quite so aggressively deep, you can't see it, so I'll accept it. you know, in the same way that I don't like building humpback bridges in town because I think it looks a little bit, I think it looks a bit daft. If you don't have to see it, you don't mind it so much. See, from a distance, that just looks like any old road tunnel there. And then if with a slight judicious application of the tree gun, hello old friend, it's been a while. You know, we can make the whole thing look good. Don't worry, I'll move the overlapping trees there in a moment. And if we make it look like, you know, these two are part of the same copse, oh yeah, then everything is tremendous. We're going virtually all spruce all the time here. Right now, let's clear out the ones that were excessive. You're done, and you. You're not gonna, you're not long for this world. Let's get rid of here. There's a couple of those out of the way. Excellent. That's the stuff right there. Okay, good. So we're hey, look, check it out. We're fully connected. Excellent. Now I need to figure out another road connection here. Again, we have the same options available to us. I think we might have to go level crossing here, which is never desirable. But since this is an external connection rather than an internal one, yeah, you see, that would be ideal. But we're too close to the track, so you're not going to be able to pull that off. Give me choice B here. I need a second opinion. We can get over there. Don't do anything to my track, or lest there be, you know, threats of violence. So we can do that. I mean, to be honest, only one train's coming down there anyway, so it should be fine. Getting it reconnected to that bit of road, though, is actually going to prove to be a bit of a challenge, given the amount of slope going on. Right, let's smooth this out and make it look like nothing ever happened of a bulldozer variety. Something like that. Where are we? Come on. Make me a seamless texture. That's better. Right. It does look like I've buried a lot of corpses under there, though. So let's just ease that down a bit. You know what? We're messing around with this low strength brush action. As far as brushes go, you have to think like painkillers. High strength or get out. No, that's horrible. Right, keep coming down the hill. Goodness me. All right, that's a little bit better. At least well, in the wintertime, that's going to be full of children in their happy toboggans who'll come zipping down here at quite a rate and then get hit by a train. Beautiful. Right, how are we doing here? I want to relay all of this. Shall I do that after I've got it moving? I think that's what the folks at home would prefer. Okay, let's. Well, we're going to keep the folks at home happy. Let's run this along here. So yes, I'm going to put a fairly baffling number of trains in service here, even if it is. I mean, think of it as decorating with vehicles. So, you know, rather than the tree gun, it will be the train gun, effectively, as we, you know, deploy numerous little shunting services going on. Now, if I'm lucky and if I do a good job with it, that should lead to a reasonable level of profit so that at least they cover their own costs. On the other hand, it is highly likely that that is going to require some funding support from more profitable services. But again, that's a bridge we shall cross as it rears its ugly head. Now, next job, there's a reason I was going this way, is I need to talk to this chap. We're going to adjust your route, old son. You are no longer the burn goods variety mix, which, as route names go, I rather like that. However, you are now going to be burn slag. That's what it's called. There we go. So this is now just going to do a very simple to and from, a hop hither and yon between burn and volume by burn, doing the slag and construction materials. Oh, nuts. All right, I'll tell you what else we're going to do. You there, come here. Go back to the depot. All right, I'm going to need to rethink this. I need to rethink it because at the moment it's a mixed consist train, which means it is not effective in either direction. But this does tie rather splendidly into the narrative of having lots of short order trains doing this. I'm going to have to break this again, aren't I? Yeah. Well, given that you've already broken it, then yes. There we go. Hook up onto that. Excellent. Would have been nice if you had added some electrification there, Chief, but... you know, I believe in you. There we are. Right. And once again, we are laying another level crossing. Come on, just... If we pretend the bridge isn't there. There we are. Right, good. The reason for that, if it needed any explanation at all, and actually, we're getting rid of that again. Good, good. Because we're also... Oh, no, we didn't need to do that. This is going to be a bridge. It's not going to be flat. We're going to send this up here as well. There we go. Now, I'm not going to double track it all the way because that would be, that would be ludicrously wasteful. But having one part of it double tracked is going to save a lot of drama in the long run, or is it? What are you thinking here? No, that's fine. You can do it as a branch. It's perfectly acceptable. Now, okay, Pink, if you want to go that way, then you absolutely be my guest. All right, good. All right, now let's put in the bit you didn't need to bulldoze, but you did anyway, because that's just how you roll. Electrify, thank you. Road, again. Honestly, the town council are going to be looking at me like, do you want it or not? Because stop digging up that bit of track over and over again. That, I believe, is now working. Right, let's get the coal route in, and then let's get the secondary slag route sorted out. Let's go. Let's take... No, you can't have a coal route that's brown. It's black. So we're going from the Burn Exchange up Coal Mountain to Coal Mountain. Tremendously exciting. I haven't even decided what locomotive I'm gonna employ in this magnificent event. Coal Mountain heavy, yeah, because it is going to be heavy. I may even double head it from the get-go. But I mean, it's going to depend what we've got available as far as tractive effort is concerned, which and power for that matter. However, again, that's something we'll worry about in due course. Right, okay, now, down to the docks. From the docks, we are bringing iron ore, right? So I need a nice little iron ore shuttle. And then, coming back to the docks, we are transporting the other stuff. Steel, yes, that's the thing. And construction materials. So we've got a lot dropping off here. And then the trucks will come and help themselves to whatever they fancy to take it back into burn, which is a bit weird because it's backing up on itself. But for the time being, that's perfectly acceptable. Right, now, can I add another track here, or is this depot in the way? The truck stop. I can't ever call it a depot because it is one. There's 3. What about another one? 4. No, 4 was a track too far. All right, we'll go with 3 for now. We'll make it electrified just in case we need it later. Right, there we go. Oh no, electrification's great and electric trains are great, but I am a diesel fan, as you well know. Got a soft spot for steam because, you know, everybody has a soft spot for steam. It might not be the biggest soft spot they have, but they have one. That's a fact. True fact, that one. And one of the reasons that electrification doesn't thrill me to bits is because it doesn't half make the track look rubbish. You know, plain track is far more engaging. Right, where are we? There's my coal train. I don't need anything coming from there, but this next one is going to be... In fact, I'm going to bring this out anyway, for reasons that will become apparent in the fullness of time. Maybe today, maybe not today, because I've got other stuff to do with you today. You know, we're not done by a stretch yet. I'm going to get all of this rolling. We're going to watch it happen. There will be the oohing and the ahhing, lest the evil persist. Right, let's bang that down there. I've seen tracks laid out better, if I'm honest. Right, let's. You know what this needs? This needs like a Y junction of some kind. Do you want to play that game? That's not bad. It's a bit odd, but it's not bad. And then from there, we'll continue over onto this one. I'm going to redo all of this, right? Because I'm not happy with that. You might think, my goodness me, that's an ugly bit of track you've built yourself there, and you wouldn't be wrong. But it is what it is, and it's there for the time being. We're going to worry about, you know, we've done what have we done here? Half an hour of building. Let's put some stuff in motion. So there's burn slag, there's coal mountain heavy. Next, we're going to need this construction material train. Now, which way have you opted to go? You crazy freelance train behavior action person. Now, with the forthcoming patch, you will be able to set what platform people arrive to, but I don't know whether that extends to waypoints as well. So I don't know, for example, I don't know if you can set a platform as a waypoint that it doesn't necessarily stop at. Right, add that waypoint that you just slung down. There we go, that's the stuff. Now, both of these are backing services, so the only place we can put signals here, because we're going to need some, obviously. What have we got there? I quite like that, but we're possibly a little early for electrified signals. We'll stick with these standard numbers first. No, don't do anything clever. I don't want you going up the other side. That's going to wreck everything. I want you staying on one side of the track. That's it. Is it trying to go both ways? I'm not so sure it is. Anyway, right, we're going to stick one. Let's stick them here. There we go. So basically, whichever train is going up that way, they're going to have to wait for the other one to do its thing before coming back in the opposite direction, which will free it up and everybody will be moving, and there will be great celebration. Yeah, you see, I thought you might be. No, I don't want you doing that. That's going to wreck everything because that's a two-way bit of track. I can't even one-way the signal. I'm gonna have to waypoint up on the way back as well. In fact, I don't even need to do that. We can just go from lower burn, which is going to get itself a new name in short order. Backfire that. Yeah, see, two-way. It's important. Otherwise, we will end up with rail transportation bumping heads with itself. Right. Okay. Good. So this is construction material. Construction material. Now, the other thing that it can do is this could also haul steel, but I think that route is long enough that we can afford to run a dedicated steel line. The question's going to be whether we go for a line that you'll see what I mean once I run it. But if I'm only running a train between effectively, lower burn, actually, which I'm going to rename right now. Because it's earned it. This is going to be Burn Harbour, which is rubbish. Docks, rubbish. Port of Burn. International. Oh, God, give me enough. Give me whatever. Just Port of Burn it is then. But everybody knows that's the Port of Burn International there. Right, so this one here will be hauling steel. So this will be steel imports. Steel import burn, right? And then the final part of the puzzle is going to be another burn-based operation. Now this is going to, you see, I'm feeling how expensive this is going to be to run already. Let's waypoint that one so it goes in the right place. right there. And then we'll make sure they're not doing crazy things with points. Like, let's not make it brown, because that's hard to say. There you go. See, a big, bold, excitable yellow. That's what we want. You're not allowed to use that track. That belongs to another train. And why is pink moved? Oh, for pity's sake. Port or burn, and that one. There you go. See, pink's moved back. Right. That's the stuff. So we're, you know, the goal of having lots of trains zipping up and down is always already looking viable. Of course, now I have to pay for them, and then I have to hope beyond hope that they actually they're not actually too expensive. So this is going to be iron ore import again. Burn. Okay, so 4 lines. We need 4 trains to ride on the 4 lines that will provide us 4 lots of lovely profit on an occasion. Where this is I don't know why I'm rolling my R so heavily today. Hold on. 5 trains. Where this is going to come unstuck is at the import-export stage. Either I'm going to need a queue of ships as long as my arm and then some, or I'm going to go bankrupt. All right, so there we go. So it's I'm probably going to end up investing heavily in some ships here. But first things first, what should we do first? Do we do some of the unexciting ones first? I'm going to build a swanky depot here at some point, but today is not that point. But I do need the existing depot to be able to talk to all of these tracks in the way that all depots talk to tracks. You never listened? Right, so if we just bosh it straight over there, right, and then give these some instructions. Oh yeah, double slips. What did you change? Do not get ideas above your station, game. What's that? How is that in any way practical? Now I know you're trying it, and you've wrecked that as well. All I did was build a little bit of track. Oh, flipping heck. All right, okay. I should have just waypointed the lot when I started. Right. Stick that in there. Pink, you are you going the right way? No, pink must be going the wrong way because green just got an extra option. So if we tell pink to go on there, that's those 2 sorted out. And we've got red and yellow, which for some reason are fighting over going to the same. Yeah, why? I don't understand. You've got options galore. All right, we'll stick that in there, and then we'll have you going on that one. All right, I don't want anybody crossing over anything. No. Nah, actually, what I've done here is I've got those going wrong platform. So if red's on the outside, we want red going in on here. So let's remove waypoint 4 and add a waypoint that I haven't actually set up. Hold on. No, wait. There you go. That's the ticket. Good. Slightly ugly route. I need to rebuild that, but I am now itching to actually get something moving. So that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. Right. Okay. So we'll start off down the deep end. So the first train we're doing is going to be hauling naught but slag, all day. And it doesn't need a massive amount of capacity. But if I don't give it enough capacity, it's not going to make any money. All right, locos. We need something little. How old are you? 82. So you come up on 40 years old. What do we got in the kind of shunter class? I see these Mr. Great Western. Tank engine Austrian. Milwaukee class. Power 3,300. You might be about to go up the mountain, son. There'll be someone who will tell me why that... Flipping heck, 8.5 million quid. There'll be someone to tell me why that is not a good idea. Also, we're not going to send it up the... Are we going to send it up the mountain? Yeah, because I never usually use it. I'm going to send it up the mountain. 8.5 million quid. What have I got left? Let's take it all out and see where we get to. I paid it off once. We can pay it off again. The rest of the network's mostly... actually, there is a big hole in my finances from one particular line, but we'll look at that next time around. Right, what do? You're too expensive. You, however, are not too expensive. All right. What about this Great West? This little warrior here, that might be ideal for doing me a little bit of a docks run. All right, 1.4. I don't really want to get any older unless I have to. Not that it really matters, to be honest. I mean, if it makes the money, it makes the money. 714. That would be... Actually, a couple of those would be quite nice for dock running. In which case, we'll put this Great Western number on the slag line. All right, there we go. Well, I've committed to something finally. Right, wagons. Slag is transported in open wagons. Slag is transported in open wagons. I've done well. Okay, freight wagon. Now, is a freight wagon. Now, gondolas are American. Freight wagons are European, if I understand correctly. If I am wrong, you will be the first person to tell me in the comments. Let's get, what's that? That's 32. Go easy. We've got a lot of trains to build here. That will have to do it. Right, 48 capacity, and I'm going to stick you on burn slag. All right, good. For my next trick, right, that's that done. For my next trick, we need, we ought to get the construction material train going. Now that's got a slightly longer route, so it's gonna behoove me. You know what I didn't do there, right? So this 65 kilometers an hour, this open wagon 120 kilometers an hour. I think I might have wasted a bit of money there. Two of those is 250. That is 386. I wasted a bit of money there. Oh well, never mind. It'll all come out in the wash. It's all worth it. What are we doing next? Right, next we're going to do the construction material route. Now I'm going to want something a little bit more speedy for that, and I think this Barden 6 is looking at me with a wink in its eye, going, "I'm your Huckleberry." All right, I like the looks of it. Let's do it. I'm going to keep this all European, by the way, for European and probably Russian as well. I've not omitted this chap, odd-looking chap though he may be. He's not that quick. Maybe he's also on shunting service, although you know that might vex the Russians a little. Construction material, right? That needs flat cars. So we've got here state car. Now, we could use the Great Western wagon. Wait, hold your ire for a moment if you would be so kind. We need something that does, what does that loco do? 85, was it? 90. So we need something that will do 90. We'll probably use this one. Right, 24. This is all getting quite pricey, isn't it? 48. Let's go again. That's 48 plus 24. Very good. Now do the maths in your head very quickly. Come on, that's 72. Is it? Yes, it is. 72. Yeah, all right, that'll do it. Right, off you go. You are on bing, bing, bong, bing, bong, bong, construction material. Really, that's the best I could come up with for that line. That's a poor name. Right, we better do the coal train next because that's going to be expensive. 8 and a bit million. I don't need the speed. I do need the power. Therefore, speak to me, my Russian friend. 690. Actually, 690 is not bad. You know, we've got 360 there. And I mean, these kind of auto-order in a chronological fashion. I'm going to send the Russians up the mountain. That's what we're going to do. Do I need 2? I don't know. We'll send it out once and we'll find out. Right, I need open wagons again. 8 or 4. This will do 65, and we've already established that 2 of these contains the same as one of those for a fraction of the price. So let's do that. Gondolas are American, so we don't use those. Let's go with lots of these little tiddlers. How many do we want? 10, 20. That's only 80. 30 is 120. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, we did say it was heavy. It's gonna be a beast. Coal Mountain, off you go. Now, I ought to set this moving, but I'm going to do it all at once. Next job, iron ore import and then steel import. Right you are. That's not steel import, that's steel export. Oh, a critical naming error there. There we go. Come on. Steel. I know. I saw it. Don't worry. Steel export. BRN. I deleted the waypoint accidentally. But it does seem to still be cooperating. I mean, what kind of track laying is that? I ask you. I mean, look at this. That's a disgrace. I'm not sure. I can't even look at it. It's that disgusting. Right. Okay. Well, yeah. There's that. I need to buy some trains. So on this one, I think we'll run two Great Westerns here. Now, what do you do? 50. I think we can do a little better than that. What about this one? 65. Yeah. Okay. Let's go with one of those. Yeah. And then we'll add some wagons to it. Right, what are you doing? You're importing ore. Now, the reason I'm not just doing both jobs with one train here is because you half your load. Now, I like that in a realism sense. Iron ore. Now, I think what's that? 5 is going to be 20. Let's go a little further than that, shall we? Let's go another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we are. Right, you get to work. Please, iron ore import. Off you jolly well go. And then we'll do another one of those. And you are doing steel, which I'm going to make. Oh, I'm going to make the GWR fans happy for once in my life, because I'm going to use a GWR state car on this as well. I want one of those. And then, what do we think of this? 120, that's overkill. Let's use the short one. 1876, all right, 12. 24, yes. 2, 3, 4, 48. 48 will do it. Right, good. Right, okay, there we go. This is it. It's showtime. Trains on. Yes? Are we done? We are done. We'll find out. Let's go. Now, this is going to be a little on the disruptive side. Let's stick this 10 million back in the bank. How quickly you can blow through 10 years worth of savings. But the coal train alone should make this worthwhile, because when it drops off, I would expect it's going to drop off a couple of million quid's worth every time it does. Where's my trains? Let's up the tempo. What's going on? One of you can't find your path. That's what you're telling me here. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, that's interesting. Well, look, the money's gone. So where are the trains? Maybe I just need to be patient. Maybe I just need to go into here and then, poke them. What's going on here? Right, how about you go back to the depot? Burn train depot 2. Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, okay, I can live with that. Incoming. Oh, we're waiting for that one to come back in. Right. Oh, good. I wish I knew which one it was I just told to come back. All right, okay, fine. Never mind. Oh, well, we're going to get some money back at least. All right, what are you? You are a GWR with gondolas, which means you're the iron route, unless I'm very much mistaken. Iron ore import burn. Nope, that's that. All right, what are you? Oh, you're the slag train. Right, off you go. You can go anytime you like. No, hold on. Well, look, we're going at high speed here, and we need to sell this lunatic beast. Anyway, there you go. That's the end of that one. All right, and that's that one done. Where'd he go? Come here. This is the star of the flipping show. Now, what we need to see here is what sort of speed it can maintain as it goes up the mountain. And actually, we're not going to ride on board just yet. I'm not even going to do any kind of tracking cam just yet, because we got smoothing needs doing here. This whole area is wrecked from me having built a road through it previously. And then the tree gun's coming out to patch that up a bit as well. I might sling down some docks, you never know. I mean, you know, I might do all the things. Yep, all of this. Yeah, make it look like I was never here, apart from this ruddy great train track. How's that looking? That's looking a little better already. This bit's still a bit of a dead giveaway though, so we'll whiz straight through that. Drive-by style. Although it's drive-by with a smoothing tool. Good. Right, now let's plumb this bit of road in as well, just in case anybody misses it. In fact, we can go over the top of there, can't we? Right. Okay, well, it's heartening to see that the route is still actually working. In fact, I don't think we're going to get round there. Can we get round there? No, that's terrain alignment collision, no matter which way you cut it. Let's do that. And then... Ah, the game is feeling charitable. Excellent. There we are. Bit of that. Except we don't want to do that. Look, keep the track straight when you can. You know, it's ever so nice. Makes life much more pleasant for everybody involved. Good. Right. Excellent. All right, that's that fixed. Now let's tree gun up the rather obvious gap that we've left there. Although saying that, hold everything. Now that gives you some measure of the incline that we're going up. It's going to go a heck of a lot faster coming downhill, I tell you that. Right, 120. It's doing 48, which happens to be the max speed that it can do in this corner. Now, once we replace this with a bit of diesel later on, or an electric, or you know, something with a bit more grunt, then we might want to revisit these corners. But to be honest, I don't wanna. I think that looks brilliant. Now, if I had double the number of wagons on there, it would look even better. Yeah, that's terrific. And in fact, that's even better than I hoped. Right, let's get these trees put back in before it finishes doing its bit up there. Although, what am I talking about? It's going to be ages. There we are. See, look, natural. I wasn't here. You didn't see me. You surplus to requirements. There we are. Excellent. Right, now, I'm not done with the coal train by any stretch of the imagination, but I want to see what's going on over here. Yeah, that's the Baden going up to pick up some construction materials. Yes, good. Okay. Now, the trick to keeping this nice and busy is going to be having more trains using it than I have platforms, I suspect. Oh, what have we got waiting? 76 steel. Well, that's a promising start. Oh, we still haven't actually deployed everyone yet. Yeah, is a Great Western hauling what I am reliably informed are genuine Great Western state cars. They don't look terribly robust, if you ask me. They look like they could fall apart if you were to pile anything heavy on it. But we're going to pile something heavy on it and see what happens. So this whole area is absolutely ripe for a bit of tarting up, a bit of development for aesthetic purposes. Look at that; it's so small compared to the station. The station is pretty epic, right? You are hauling iron ore, I suspect. No, you're the slag train. Oh, that's not right. Oh no, it is. All right, okay then. There we go. Here's some iron coming in now. That's what we want to see. In fact, this whole thing is what we want to see. We're just going to have to pretend that the electrification isn't there. And actually, given that we've not got anything electrified right now, I'm going to de-electrify the station. I know it's going to lose all the steel I've got saved up, but I don't care. While we can have it rolling in this fashion, we will do just that. Right, this is largely going to wrap it up for this time. Don't think for a moment that we're stopping our focus on this area of the network, because we got a lot more work to do here. Where's my big train? It's under the ground. Yeah, so next time around, we're gonna fix this up some more and hopefully turn a profit, and then we'll go and have a look at some of the other lines that need a bit of TLC. There is some coal waiting. Isn't that a feature you have on your phone? Hey, all the jokes. There's not a lot of coal waiting though, is there? I mean, really, it was barely. We definitely want to put some buffers there or something, because that's the edge of the world, and we don't really want to fall off that. There we go. Right. No, where's the shot? Where's the winning shot for this one? It's going to be here, but we need some more drama adding. Not too much. That you're pushing the drama envelope there. And you've got some drama on the track that you didn't mean to do as well. All right, where are we? Get rid of that. That's it. There's some kind of natural fertilization thing that happens when you build a tunnel. That's my story. Yeah, so next time around we're going to look at a couple of other lines that are in need of a bit more development. We've still got 10 million in the bank, and to be honest, we're still earning at a decent rate. Now, while we wait for this magnificent view, that had better be flipping magnificent because it cost me enough, I just want to show you the biggest cities. That's because someone asked after 10 years has passed. So Locarno is a number one with a population of 973, shortly ahead of Bellinzona and Bern. Well, actually, Bern's a couple hundred back from that. So Locarno is the big dog right now. And actually, since we're still waiting, I'm going to show you the route Profitron here. Coal Mountain's dead. We can retire that. Now, when this was running at maximum efficiency, obviously all of these new trains that I've added are going to be de-profitable, unprofitable. That's a word that people use at present. But then you've got this, the Lakeside Traveller, which is the one that's hauling those double-decker coaches, doesn't make money. It doesn't lose a lot, but it loses enough that it's not worth doing. I don't know why this fuel bulk isn't making. Oh, actually, it will do. It's probably when it drops off, it will pay for itself for a couple of years. Although, why isn't that making money? I think it's got to be because I've disrupted the setup a bit. Everything was making money with the exception of a couple of little commuter routes and the Lakeside Traveller. So we'll be revisiting that in the next couple of episodes. So you've got that to look forward to as well. Repay. How much have I actually spent this time? Since we're still waiting, 19.2 on vehicles, 11.5 on construction. So we spent 30 million quid this episode. That's good going. That's quite a nice view. Now bring on the train. Come on, I've got things to do. You know, this isn't going to edit itself. I've got to do that. Let's up the tempo and then just not miss its emergence. Hope it's not, scared in the tunnel, crying in the dark. Come on. Any time now. When you're ready. It really isn't that far. All right, I hear it. Very faintly, but I hear it. There we go. Right, let's get a good angle. You see, the electrification was not a great move. That'll do it. Right, thanks very much for watching. I've been Colonel Failure. Chuck a like at this one if you enjoyed it. I certainly did. That was a lot of fun. Very expensive, but a lot of fun anyway. Next time around, more of the same. Subscribe to make sure you don't miss it, and I'll be back very soon. Thanks for watching. I'll let it go a little bit further, just for you. I know you appreciate such things. You have class and decorum. You've had enough. Cheerio.